how things are going on for you? So you want to share something? अरे सब कुछ मस्त चल रहा है या नहीं यार गड़बड़ी चालू है अभी तक? So anything what you want to share with me? How the things are going on for you in the terms of preparation for CET? Yes. Good evening everyone. So exam dates are same or change? अभी तक तो कोई notification है? Is there any notification? Because मैं couple of days पहले तो 2 दिन पहले तो नहीं था. But I think the exam dates are same. अभी I think probably in couple of days your hall ticket will be out probably. So I don't think there is any change in the exam dates. Yes. Yeah, I'm asking some data from you. So how things are going on for you? What problems you're facing? Yeah, what things are improved? Not only that you should share the problems, some good things are happening with you. You can share those also with me. So I could know how much marks should we score in mocks. तो मॉक्स में एटलीस्ट 130 प्लस आना चाहिए. तुम कौन सा कॉलेज टारगेट, तुम जेबीआई में टारगेट कर रहे हो तो मॉक्स शुड गिव यू एटलीस्ट 130 प्लस. ये जेन्यून्स को अगर तुम जेबीआई में टारगेट कर रहे हो तो ओके. अदरवाइज कोई लोकल कॉलेजेस टारगेट कर रहे हो तो 100 प्लस इज ऑल्सो सफिशिएंट. फाइन. चलो आई थिंक एक 2 मिनट और वेट करते हैं देन विल स्टार्ट सो दैट पीपल आर ज्वाइनिंग so they should not miss what we are planning to discuss here. Yes, again, I need a feedback, more feedback. Only Anu, Chaitali, many people are there. Yes. अरे मुझे डेटा तो दो, कैसे चल रहा है तुम लोगों का? So unless you provide me some data, how can I guide you? Sir, Atal CD mocks are feeling very lengthy. Will the actual exam be uh same line or different? Okay, Anirban, I'll just come to this query. Okay, I'll come to this query. Okay, बी फार्मा के लिए क्या करना है सर प्लीज? बी फार्मा के लिए क्या करना है? इन दिस आई डिडंट अंडरस्टैंड. यू आर फ्रॉम बी फार्मा बैकग्राउंड and you're looking for MBA? I didn't get your query, Ravi. B farm के लिए I don't know. What is your query? See, irrespective of your academic background, whatever part is asked in CT is not dependent on your background part. Yes, any other people? Yes, बहुत सारे लोग हैं. फरीन, आरशी, any feedback? चलो उल्टा सोचते हैं. What you're looking from this session? What are your expectations from this session? So I have certain script. I'll follow that. But how should we plan these 15 days? How to maximize the score and difficulty? अभी आंसर आना शुरू हो गया. Can you please explain the process in brief about what to expect after you MSCT and other form filling? ठीक है, I'll come back. I'll start with that, Prerna. Don't worry. ठीक है. Yes, maximize कैसे score करना है? ठीक है. चल. Is that okay? So can you start from the scratch in 15 days remaining? Can anyone start from the 15 days remaining scratch से? हो सकता है, बट तुम्हारे पास टाइम कितना अवेलेबल है, दैट मैटर्स. तो तुम बोलोगे मैं डेली 2 घंटा पढ़ूंगा 15 डेज में, तो नहीं होगा। बट तुम बोलोगे ना सर, आई डेली इन्वेस्ट, आई स्टडी फॉर 10 आवर्स डेली, 15 डेज में होगा, तो आराम से हो जाएगा। इट इज कोर उम्र कैसे करे लास्ट 15 डेज में, ओके 5-6 आवर्स डेली होना चाहिए। 15-6 इज सफिशिएंट। अगर सेल्फ स्टडी 90 आवर्स का है तो हो जाएगा। So do we have to fill the forms in separate for colleges after CET? I'll guide you, Akshat, about that. Okay, that I've included in my. Somebody asked about the lengthy mocks also. I've included those things in my today's script. So we'll discuss those part. Yes, many more things I'm looking for. हाँ, analytical puzzles crack हो रहा है sir, but ज़्यादा consume time consume हो रहा है। Very good. Some minimum number of mocks. Okay. Okay, I'll answer all these queries. So I'm just reading your message. Most of these have I already included in my script. Sir, scoring around 110 in mocks, trying my best to improve my score, but struggling in VA. Okay. Group matter करता है क्या? Group matter करता है means what group matter करता है रवि? I didn't understand. Time manage नहीं हो रहा है sir. Okay. ठीक है, for inquiries time manage नहीं हो रहा. Okay. Check करते हैं. ठीक है? चलो, I think it is almost 5-7 minutes past 7. So what we'll do, we'll start with our session now. Okay. चलो देखते हैं. So what I am just quickly going to cover, look at, some of you might have attended my earlier session also. There I explained a lot of things in detail. आज थोड़ा fast जाते हैं because now as the exam is just 15-17 days away, we'll move focus upon the content part rather than the colleges part. But still I'll quickly cover the things because still many people are having those PCB college group. I think Ravi, you're in a wrong group. This is Maharashtra MBA CT. We are talking about Maharashtra MBA CT, not any of the medical or pharma CT. This is a session about a Maharashtra MBA CT. Okay, Ravi? Sure. So it's a MBA CT, not any of the medical or a pharma CT part. So what exactly normalizes your marks? How does it affect the rank marks? ठीक है, check करते हैं हम लोग. Fine. Okay. चलो, अभी मैं नॉर्मलाइजेशन में सब आई विल डिस्कस ऑल दोस थिंग्स, बट मेरा मेन फोकस रहेगा क्या रे. चलो, तो हम लोग ना एक थोड़ा सा क्विकली करते हैं टिल व्हेन दिस सेशन इज अबाउट. हम लोग देखो, मेरा तो प्लान है 2 घंटा है अपने पास, बट इट मोर अबाउट योर डाउट्स. सो प्रोबेबली 1.5 आवर तो मिनिमम सेशन चलेगा अपना. So how can I maximum my score overall? What is the strategies I can use to attempt the maximum number of questions? Logical is how should I handle new words asked in VA? I'm still struggling in quantitative aptitude question, barely scoring 10 to 12. ठीक है, I'm coming to those things. ठीक, टॉप इंस्टीट्यूट्स फटाफट देखते हैं. CET पेपर पैटर्न, टेस्टिंग एरियाज इन CET. ठीक है, I'll come to scores and everything. ठीक है अनु, लास्ट 15 days टू CET, बराबर. तो ये कुछ कुछ चीजें हमने लास्ट टाइम भी डिस्कस किया हुआ है, दोज हु अटेंडेड द प्रीवियस सेशन. सो फॉर सम पीपल यू माइट फाइंड रिपीटेशन ऑफ फर्स्ट पार्ट, बट आई हैव फाउंड दैट स्टूडेंट्स आर स्टिल वरीड अबाउट दिस थिंग्स. फाइन. सो पहले तो व्हाट इज MMS MBA और PGDM समझ लेते हैं. फाइन. सो फॉर एग्जांपल, आई जस्ट टेक अ सिंपल एग्जांपल ऑफ मुंबई यूनिवर्सिटी. लेट्स से in Mumbai University, there are many colleges. Suppose I take a college like MET as an example. So MET में मेरे पास दो टाइप के कोर्सेस है. एक है MMS कोर्स, दूसरा है PG कोर्स. On the basis of your CET score, you can get admission to both the courses. I'm saying on the basis of your CET score, you get admission to both the courses. However, ये जो MMS कोर्स है, it is to the centralized admission process. It's a Master of Management Studies. MMS stands for Master of Management Studies, and this PGDM is Postgraduate Diploma in Management. Fine. So MMS क्या है? It's a Master of Management Studies. It's a degree offered by the Mumbai University. तो आपके पास मुंबई यूनिवर्सिटी का डिग्री होगा. फाइन. However, PGDM क्या है? It's a Postgraduate Diploma in Management. So इंडिया में रूल ऐसा है कि only universities can offer you the degree. That's why PGDM is a own autonomous course of MET. So MET has designed that course, MET will conduct their own decide their own admission process, and on the basis of certain parameters they'll give the admission to you. Fine. अभी MMS एक कॉलेज में है क्या? MMS महाराष्ट्र के मल्टीपल कॉलेजेस में. So if you need admission in MMS, what you should do? मैं MMS की बात कर रहा हूँ. What you should do? You should give CET. After CET, your result will be out. After 1 or 2 months, your document verification process will start. You participate in that cap round process, and through that centralized admission process, you get admission to MMS. So on the basis of your score, unka system of admission is so smooth. On the basis of your score, you'll get a best possible college on the basis of your score. Fine. So whatever CD form you fill, through that only तुम्हारा आपका MMS admission हो जाएगा. Only thing आपको separately form fill करना है when your cap round process starts. Is that okay? Where PGDM is your own autonomous course. Suppose उनका खुद का course है MET का, you're interested in the PGDM course of MET. But how MET will know that you're interested? You need to fill the form for PGDM. So आपके जो कॉलेज के PGDM courses में interest है, for each and every college you need to fill the form. So suppose you are interested in 10 colleges का PGDM course. So PGDM के आपको colleges के form भरने पड़ेंगे. Is that part is very very clear? Fine. So as I said, MMS is a master degree, and I said postgraduate diploma offered by the college. Fine. Now second part is what? When I fill the form for that PGDM, here in MMS or MBA, you will get an admission only on the basis of your CD score. They will not consider your work experience. They will not consider your 10th or 12 marks, nothing. Only on the basis of your CD score, you'll get admission. However, in PGDM, score doesn't guarantee you the admission. So the final admission will happen on the basis of multiple parameters. One is your CD score. Second, they will consider your work experience also. They will conduct your group discussion, personal interview, or might be essay writing. Depending upon college to college, that process will vary. उन सबका combined score मिला के आपको PGDM में admission मिलेगा. Then somebody will say, sir, then why should I go for PGDM? I should go for MMS only. The only issue is the MMS cutoffs are higher, right? Because number of seats are limited. So MMS cutoffs are higher. So that is the reason people are considering the PGDM as an option. So probably if I'm not getting, let's say, MET just an example, MET in MMS on the basis of CD score, but I might get MET PGDM on the basis of the same CD score. Fine. So the cutoffs are usually lower. That's why they are talking about we are considering the MMS course. Fine. So I will show you the list of colleges later. What you need to do, you just visit their website after CT, abhi जाने की जरूरत नहीं है, and just check what is the last date of application when the admission process starts. Okay, उनका last date of application कब है वो check कर लो. Okay, so most of the colleges will have the last date of application after CT only. Fine, but still कोई college लगता है कि नहीं आप I am considering this particular because see so many colleges in Maharashtra. So I don't know you are interested in which colleges. So you make a list of the college. Okay, these are the colleges I am interested. Let me visit their website. Let me check when their PGDM admission starts. When they start doesn't matter. What is the last date of application? Because suppose somebody says, okay, their admission process started. Let me fill the form. Just because you fill the form first, they won't give the admission first. But आपका CD खराब गया, तो probably at a low score you have a low chances of getting into PGDM. So better give a CD exam. अगर उनका last date of application is after CD, fill the form after CD exam. Is that okay? Fine. So फिर फर्क क्या है MMS PGDM में? As I said, MMS university course. So university will decide the syllabus. University will conduct your exam. PGDM is an autonomous course. So college will decide the syllabus. College will conduct your exam. As it is an autonomous course, so there are mostly the syllabus is updated very frequently compared to the university syllabus. Is that okay? Fine. But there are certain, suppose there are certain what I'm saying, colleges which don't consider, for example, you're going for the post graduation on the basis of your after MBA, you want to go for your let's say PhD. then make sure that your whatever PGDM course you're applying for, it's an AICTE approved part. Okay, so that is very, very important. Clear idea? Now, whether you do MMS or PGDM, generally companies don't differentiate. So when the college placement starts, campus placement starts, all these students are pulled together. So companies don't say, "अरे ये MMS वाला इसको लेते हैं, ये PGDM वाला इसको नहीं लेते," या vice versa. They don't say that way. Fine. So if I'm comparing, one college I'm getting MMS, one college I'm getting PGDM. So which I should go for? I will say a better college I should choose. Okay, so suppose आपको वेलिंगर का MMS मिल रहा है एंड आपको लेट्स से एमईडी का PGDM मिल रहा है, so definitely you should go for the वेलिंगर का MMS because वेलिंगर is a better college than MET. That's the way I can talk about. So अगर अभी college ranking की बात करूंगा, so that's the way I can talk about it. Is that part is very, very clear? Fine. Let me go ahead now. Yeah, cutoff. I'll show you cutoff. Adit. Okay. Now look at these are the top colleges in Mumbai except in the MMS course. Now here I've listed Mumbai colleges. Only one Pumba college I've listed from Pune. So depending upon your interest, you can decide कि आपके college cities के कौन से अच्छे colleges है. You can decide the ranking. Fine. So these are the, can you see? So number one is what? JBIMS, Sidnem, Wellinger, Pumba. Okay, it is at Pune. SIS, no issues. Then Chetana, Saint Xavier's, MET, Thakur College, Lala Lajpat Rai College. You're getting? So colleges बहुत सारे हैं. Okay. So there's a long list of colleges. I've just listed the top 10 colleges in Mumbai. I have just included Pumba from Pune. Is that part is very clear? Okay. Now these colleges, if you want, you'll get MMS course. You'll get admission only on the basis of CD part. I just show you these are the some top colleges for PG. So basically, Wellinger also have a PG course, but you won't get admission Wellinger PG course on the basis of CD score. Fine, I'll show you that chart also. So अगर CD score के basis पे if you want PG courses, कहाँ पे SIS है, NL दालमिया है, चेतना is there, MET है, IS है, ठाकुर है, least लंबा है, but ठाकुर itself is not so great college, I'll say. तो मेरा top 10 लिखूंगा तो और level मेरा कम हो जाएगा. That is the reason I've listed only till the top 6 colleges only. So if you're interested in any of these colleges, please go to their website, check under program or courses, and check their PG admissions when the PG admissions are starting and what is the last date of application. Is that okay? No issues in this part? Fine. Sure. Now I've just made a small table where which college has MMS. When I say MMS, they will definitely accept the CD score. Which college has PG, and for PG course, they don't only accept the CD score, they accept the other scores also. See, some college accept the CAT score also, but I've not listed a CAT over here. So can you see that data? Can you see that data? क्या लिखा है? Sure. To get JBMS has only MMS, no PGDM. Sidney has only MMS, no PGDM. KJ Somaya has no MMS. They have PGDM, but they don't accept the CD score. Please understand that part. Wellinger also has PGDM, but they don't accept the CD score. So if you need a Wellinger, you can get through CD score. Is that okay? Sure. Fine. Same way, SIS, they have MMS also, they have PG also. Pumba has only MMS course. NL Dalmia was earlier having MMS course. Now it's an autonomous college. They are accepting only they have only PG course. They will accept CET, CMAT, MAT, ATMA. So if you're given any of the other exams, you can apply on the basis of that also. St. Xavier's has MMS, no PG. Chetana has both the things. MET has both the things. IS is now autonomous. They have only PG course. As that part is very clear. Fine. Chalo, आगे बढ़ते हैं. I'm just quickly going ahead. Okay. So how the things will go on? Somebody asked me, sir, what should I do after MMS CD exam. See, first of all, your CD exam will happen as per the dates mentioned. Then, what I'm saying, CD after exam, CD exam, they will come up with a result. Now, usually within 1 month, they should come up with a result. Fine. So in result, what they will do, they will release your response sheet. Means what? Which questions you have marked. So they'll say question number 1. Right answer is option 3. What you have marked. And they will ask you, do you find any mistakes in this? Discrepancies. Then you can report. I feel मेरा आंसर करेक्ट है, आपने रॉन्ग किया है. But they say भाई फ्री में नहीं चलेगा. With for every question you want to challenge, you need to pay around 1,000 rupees. So you want to challenge 5 questions, you have to pay 5,000 rupees. Is that okay? Document verification. So after result, the cap round process will start. In that, at first verify your documents. So if you belong to any category, OBC, SC, you need a caste certificate, caste validity certificate. Fine. So all those documents they'll verify. And after document verification, they will publish a merit list. Fine. In that merit list, you'll get a merit rank. Then finally, your cap round process will start. And then your admission formalities will start. Okay. So exam is happening in April. Result I'll expecting till April end. Document verification starts at May end. Cap round will start in June. Admission will happen in July. So probably July end में आपका college start होगा. जो फिलहाल जो उनका schedule चल रहा है उस हिसाब से. Is that part is very clear? No issues. Sir, for JBMS, do we need to apply separately? Only cap round? No, you don't need to apply for a JBMS separately. It is only through the cap round. However, there are 2 different courses, JBMS MSc Finance and JBMS HRD program. So for those 2 programs, you need to apply HR program, you need to apply separately. Okay. So baki, there's a separate PG courses for JBMS. There you need to apply separately. They will conduct but that admission will happen on a certain percentile. So that will have, you have so many percentile in CET, then only you are eligible to apply. Is that okay? So when the JBIMS MSc notification or JBIMS HR program notification will out, we'll publish on our website. Okay, fine. Let me go ahead. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. Next. Yeah, so this is a quick, I hope you're preparing for CET, you know the paper pattern well. Okay, now look at, if I consider the last year, whatever there were lot of irregularities were there from CET 2020 to 2023. Okay, now in CET 2024, at least the things were, they were section wise. I mean, logical reasoning 75 questions, abstract reasoning 25 questions, quantitative aptitude 50 questions, verbal ability reading comprehension 50 questions. And the paper was section wise. So there was separate section. You're supposed to click. You click on quant, you click on logic, you click on English, and you can start solving that section. Okay. So I'm expecting that way paper only. I don't expect any major changes. Okay. So I'm expecting the paper in that way only. However, what is the content inside the paper, that I can't guarantee. Fine. So if you look at the last year, somebody asked me a question, sir, अटल के जो मॉक्स है वो बहुत लेंदी है. ठीक है. Let me put it this way. Last year के जो 5 papers है, the exam was conducted last in 5 slots. Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, and Monday morning also they conducted the exam. So उसमें जो 4th slot था Sunday evening का, if you see that paper, उसमें quant was very lengthy. का जो maths था, it was very lengthy. What I observed, there were some questions copied from the CAT paper. CAT, ZAT के past questions उस paper में डाले थे. So by observing the papers of last year, we realized that they are copying the questions from different websites. They are not making a single genuine questions. Okay. Even while copying also, they're making a mistakes. Okay, even while copying also they're making the mistake. For example, just a minute. Okay, there was a question cat, something like this. Uh, I don't remember exactly. X square minus 7x plus what I'm saying 10. Okay, into, this was the question last year, x square minus, I'm writing any random numbers, 9x plus 80. This equals to 0. The question asks is find the number of solutions for x. Now, when I tried this question, I didn't understand how number of solutions for x. The options were there, but whatever answer I was getting was not matching with the options. But this is not the actual question. This question was copied from CAT paper, and the actual question was like this: x square minus 7x plus 10 rest to x square minus 9x plus 18 is equal to 0. So रेस्ट टू था, उन्होंने सीधा मल्टीप्लाई इज इक्वल टू 0 डाल दिया था. सो मल्टीप्लाई इक्वल टू 0 से भी x के सॉल्यूशंस आ जाएंगे, बट दैट आंसर वाज नॉट मैचिंग विद द ऑप्शंस. यू आर गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? सो व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू टेल यू, they are not copying it efficiently also. So there are chances that you are getting a particular answer and it is not matching with your options. Don't waste your time. Leave that question. Go ahead. Fine. So that somebody said कि अरे वो क्वेश्चन लेंदी थे, अटल के एग्जाम्स के मुझे कुछ मॉक्स लेंदी लग रहे. सो आई विल कम बैक टू दैट स्ट्रैटेजी. हम लोग जब स्ट्रैटेजी में आएंगे तो आई विल कम बैक टू कि क्या करना है उस चीज में. इज दैट ओके? चल, नो इश्यूज टिल नाउ. Someone has messaged me. So what happens when there is a mistake in the question? Also awarded marks? No, there are no marks awarded. What they're doing, out of, instead of saying out of 200, they'll give the score out of 195. So last year, some of these slots we reported 11 mistakes. So 11 mistakes, if they accept that 11 mistakes out of 189, they'll give the score out of 189. So that's why I'm saying if you find anything problematic that I'm finding the answer not matching with the option, don't waste your time over there. Fine. Sure. So this is a paper pattern. Total 150 minutes are there. We know that portion. Okay. Then 5 options. You can switch between the sections. So if you're giving the mock papers, you definitely know that there is no sectional cutoff. There is no negative marking. Now, what do you mean by sectional cutoff? Suppose you decided that, okay, I will not attend the entire math section. I'll attempt the all 150 questions except maths and I'll get all 150 correct. You can do so. But if your strategy is like that, I will not attempt a single maths question, I'll attempt the remaining entire paper, probably you won't get a good marks. So correct strategy is you should attempt the good number of questions from each section. Fine. So हम लोग strategy में आएंगे तो मैं फटाफट डिटेल में explain करता हूँ. ठीक है. Okay. Now what you do ना, on our you go to our website, that is www. Visit this website, TIME4EDUCATION.com. Okay. Now on this website, under this test analysis, you click on this test analysis part. Is that okay? Under that, you go for the Maharashtra MBA CET, and there you'll find a year-wise analysis. So CET 2024 slot 5 का पूरा analysis, 5 slots का पूरा analysis. CET 2024, 23, 22, you'll get all the years का analysis. So actually you go at least the last 2 year analysis. So you'll have an idea कि what level of and what type of questions were asked in the exam. Fine. So what I have done, I have just first I have managed the cutoffs. Okay. Now, since CD 2021, they are not declaring what are the cutoffs in the terms of marks. They are giving the cutoffs in the terms of percentile score. So percentile score मतलब what होता है? Percentage of students score less than me. Okay. So suppose out of 100 students, I am rank 5. मेरा rank 5 है. Means 995 students have scored below you. 995 out of 1000 into 100 you will get 99.5 percentile. Did you score 99.5% marks? No. Your score might be 50% marks. आपका स्कोर शायद 100 मार्क्स से होगा. But 9, you are ranked 5. Means 999 people, 95 people are 995 people are below you. So your percentile is 99.5 percentile. So the cutoff which I'm giving you are in the terms of a percentile. So somebody was asking me for a cutoff. This is the information for you. Can you check? मैंने ओपन SC OBC का होम यूनिवर्सिटी का कट ऑफ डाला है सिर्फ. ठीक है. So JBIMS, somebody says I'm a Maharashtra candidate, JBIMS. What is the cutoff? The cutoff is 99.94 percentile. 99.94 percentile. Is it okay? Fine. So SIDNAME is look at 99.74, 99.57, 99 point. So even if I take a college like a MET, the cutoff is 98.12 percentile. Is that okay? Now please understand this, that these are the percentiles, they are not a percentage of marks. So ये जो 99.94 percentile है, okay, ये स्कोर में कितना होगा? सो प्रोबेबली अगर मैं इजीएस्ट स्लॉट देखता हूँ सीडी का, सबसे जो इजी पेपर था उसमें देखूंगा तो प्रोबेबली आई से अरे 155 मार्क्स के आसपास रहेगा. जो सीडी का डिफिकल्ट पेपर था अगर मैं वो चेक करता हूँ, आई विल से अरे वो प्रोबेबली 130 मार्क्स के आसपास रहेगा. सो इन द सेम ईयर कोई मुझे पूछता है कि CD24 में टू गेट इनटू बजाज कितना मार्क्स चाहिए, आई विल से इजी पेपर आता था, you would have written an easy paper, 155 marks. You would have faced a difficult paper, 130 marks. Is that part is very, very clear? मैं क्या बात कर रहा हूँ? Fine. So depending upon, because see that score data is not available at all. We are just doing this, what I'm saying, little bit judgment on the difficulty level कि भाई इतने marks पे इतना percentile आया होगा. Okay? So my marks will depend upon level of difficulty of my paper. So that's why I'm not so much interested in marks kitna aa raha hai. So whenever you're writing any mock, if you have taken any mock test series, you just check आपका percentile score kitna aa raha hai. Whatever percentile score you're getting in right now, if you perform in the same manner in actual exam, there are high chances that your percentile score will go up. Is it okay? Because the base will go up, तो percentile high आने के chances ज़्यादा है. Clear idea? So what could be a range for a JBIMS as a top college? It could be 130 marks to 155 marks. Anyway, so depending upon which kind of paper you are facing. Is that fine? Sure. So what I have done, I have just, many people ask, sir, which is an important topic, which is not important topic for CET, or puzzles करना चाहिए, नहीं करना चाहिए. I will show you the weightage of each slot for each area. Then you decide कि भाई आपको कौन सा एरिया करना चाहिए, कौन सा एरिया नहीं करना चाहिए. And you can see, first of all, we are just standing around 15 days away from CET. So at this moment, very few students are there who haven't prepared anything. So I'm assuming that all of you have started your preparation. Some of you might have finished the full syllabus. Some of you might be at 80%, some of you might be at 50%. So I just give the breakup of the last 4 years, last year ke 5 slots. So you'll have an idea on which area more number of questions are asked. Probably that area I should do first. Fine. So let me show you this last analysis. Check this. So can you go through this data? I'm giving you some time. Fine. Okay. So few observations. Look at seat 2024. If you look at slot 1, okay, and if you look at a slot 5, okay, I can see DI questions of 10 and 7 marks. Slot 2, I can see 4 questions of data sufficiency. None of the slot is the data sufficiency questions. So can I see, somebody asked me how many maths question? It could be minimum 40 to maximum 50. And let me tell you, solving the 50 maths question is not a joke, because solving 50 maths question will take more time. Okay, so even you are strong in maths, my advice is not to solve all 50 questions. You first pick up the easier one. So we'll come back to the strategy part later. Okay? Can you see the analytical puzzles? मेरे पास slot 4 का थोड़ा reasoning का data नहीं है. 15 questions, 21 questions, 24 questions, 23 questions. So except slot 1, can I say all the slots? Analytical puzzles is at least 20 marks. Maximum questions analytical reasoning part. Right? And critical reasoning asked only in 2 slots. That is 17 questions. Is that okay? Abstract reasoning, 25 question in every slots. Can you see the weightage of RC? Lowest is 10, highest is 21. Grammar, middle के slot में grammar ज़्यादा नहीं था. But look at the first slot का and last slot grammar questions. Is that okay? Vocab questions, almost consistent. 20, 25 questions on vocab. And some question based on some other areas also, around 13 questions here. बाकी सब में normal paper pattern. Is that okay? Fine. So now this will give you the rough idea about what was the overall paper pattern. Fine. So I prepared this table after solving all those 5 papers, listing down which question belong to which topic also. I'll show you the topic wise breakup also. That part is very clear. Let me go in detail now. So let me go area by area. So if I start with the quant, well, many people are facing the issues with the quant part. Fine. So this breakup we already see. This list will continue the next page. So can you just check number of questions I've listed topic wise? Is that okay? Fine. I go to the next page also. Fine. Okay. So I discussed the what I'm saying, a preparation part also over here. Fine. Now just understand one thing. मुझे बताओ quant में हमें क्या करना चाहिए अभी तुम ही बताओ. You can see the areas. Fine. So the must to do areas. See again, whatever analysis I'm doing based on the last year paper pattern. Will the same thing will be repeated? I'll say no. So I never asked people कि अरे ये मत करो वो मत करो, because predicting a paper is a problematic thing. Fine. So what I'm going to tell you, that just those who are saying अरे my score is 100, so sir time management नहीं हो रहा है, ऐसा नहीं हो रहा है, वैसे नहीं हो रहा है. Okay, I just want you to do one activity. Okay, so अभी time कम है, but still one of the holidays coming. Now what you can do here, those who feel कि अरे मैं कितना score कर सकता हूँ exam में. Okay, so my suggestion to you is what? You take any mock paper, whether it's you have enrolled for Atal, or you're a time student giving the time mock papers, or your other institute student giving the other institute mock paper. आप कोई भी एक mock paper ले लो, उस mock paper को solve without a time limit. You're getting मैं क्या बात कर रहा हूँ? You solve a mock paper without a time limit. Means you start solving question number 1, 2, 3, 4 till 200. Fine. All the questions you solve in serial order, pulat करके सारे. The only thing is you have to mark a genuine answer. You are not going to mark any tukka. ठीक है? नॉर्मल टाइम कितना मिलता है आपको? 2.5 hours. ऐसे यू टेक 5 hours. आप 5 घंटा ले लो. कोई से मैं 6 ले गया, 6 घंटा ले लो. ओके, बट इन वन शॉट, वंस यू सिट, थोड़ा पानी का ब्रेक ले सके, बट इन वन शॉट स्टार्ट टू एक पूरा मॉक पेपर आप सॉल्व कर लो विदाउट टाइम लिमिट. सो जब तक क्वेश्चन नहीं आ रहा है यू स्टार्ट. सी आई विल से कि सपोज यू थॉट फॉर अ क्वेश्चन, तुम अगर कोई क्वेश्चन को आधा घंटा सोचते रहोगे तो फायदा नहीं है ना. तो सपोज आई से कि अरे कोई नंबर सीरीज का क्वेश्चन है. ओके, कोई नंबर सीरीज का क्वेश्चन है, ठीक है. आई विल गिव माई व्हाट बेस्ट, आई कैन गिव 3 minutes. अगर 3 मिनट में मेरा क्वेश्चन सॉल्व नहीं हुआ, स्किप इट. अदरवाइज यू कैन स्पेंड 10 minutes ऑल्सो, 15 minutes ऑल्सो. बट 3 मिनट में अगर क्वेश्चन सॉल्व नहीं होता, यू स्किप इट. ओके, ऐसे करके एक मॉक दे दो. यू माइट टेक 5 or 6 hours to solve all 200 questions. After that, make a list of your correct questions. How many questions you got it correct? बराबर है. What the, suppose that number comes out to be 110, for example. That now number comes out to be 110. What's the meaning of it? Even if somebody has given me the unlimited time, 5 hours, 6 hours, still I'm getting 110 score. That indicates your issue is not with the time pressure, your issue is with the content. कि अगर आपने टाइम प्रेशर हटा दिया फिर भी आप 110 क्रॉस नहीं कर रहे हो, इसका मतलब इवन आफ्टर गिविंग अ मोर टाइम यू आर नॉट एबल टू सॉल्व द क्वेश्चंस इन द पेपर. सो आपका कंटेंट में इशू है. तो फिर लास्ट 15 days में इंस्टेड ऑफ सॉल्विंग द मोर मॉक पेपर्स, यू बेटर ट्राई टू प्रिपेयर मोर एंड मोर टॉपिक्स. यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? यू ट्राई टू प्रिपेयर मोर एंड मोर टॉपिक्स. क्लियर आइडिया? सपोज तुम्हारा किसी का स्कोर आया 140. Okay, so at 140 means I'm very closer to those high scores. That means what? I can get that much score. Now the only issue is, can I get that score in a limited time period? Can I get that score in a limited time period? Also, if possible, because for 200 questions doing this activity is not easy, can you note down the time taken for each question? So आपके मोबाइल में stopwatch आता है. As soon as you start question number 1, you press the stopwatch. Okay, as soon as you solve the question, stop the stopwatch. कितना टाइम हो नोट कर लो क्वेश्चन नंबर 1, या किसी और को, आपके फ्रेंड को नोट करने के लिए बोलो. नाउ यू चेक कि भाई 5 घंटा तो मिलने वाला नहीं एग्जाम में. पेपर तो आई हैव टू फिनिश इन 2.5 hours ओनली. दिस इज द मैक्सिमम स्कोर आई कैन गेट विदाउट टाइम लिमिट. कैन आई गेट द सेम स्कोर विद टाइम लिमिट? जब वो 200 क्वेश्चन आप एनालाइज करोगे आपको पता चलेगा अरे हाउ मच टाइम यू आर टेकिंग टू सॉल्व अ पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन. सो अगर कौन का क्वेश्चन आप 7 मिनट में सॉल्व कर रहे हो, इसका मतलब वो वर्थ नहीं है सॉल्व करना. कोई आरसी पैसेज आप 20 मिनट में सॉल्व करके 5 क्वेश्चन आंसर कर रहे हो, means that is not your strength. You agree? So first you identify the areas where you are solving the question in less than 1 minute. Then you identify the areas where you are solving the question in 1 to 2 minutes. So those are the questions you should attempt in the exam first. Fine. So those questions may be, suppose quant में ऐसा हो सकता है कि you realize अरे मैंने पूरा पेपर सॉल्व किया, ज्योमेट्री का एक भी क्वेश्चन आया ही नहीं मेरे को. I could not solve a single geometry question. Or I solved all the geometry question, I got it correct, but every question took 5 minutes. It's not worth doing geometry in the exam for you then. You're getting my point? However, you'll find a ratio, proportion, percentage, ये सबके क्वेश्चन मेरे हाफ मिनट में 1 minute में बन रहे. So those are the topics I should attain first in the exam. You're getting my point? Fine. So as a topic, I never tell students कि भाई ये मत प्रिपेयर करो, वो मत प्रिपेयर करो, because एग्जाम में क्या पूछेंगे I can't predict. You're getting my point? Fine. So I should prepare all the topics. However, if somebody says sir मैंने वो पूरा एक्टिविटी किया, मेरा स्कोर ना सर 70 ही आया, so that means what, you are way below the actual required score probably to get into a decent college, also a top college. At least the decent college मिलने के लिए जो स्कोर लगता है उससे आप नीचे हो. Then I'll say prepare the things, but you don't have a time in your hand also. So I will suggest some of the topics like this कि यार ये मस्ट डू टॉपिक्स है, फर्स्ट ये कर लो. ओके, तो मुझे कुछ ज्यादा ये नहीं. लुक एट हियर, सिंपल इक्वेशंस, रेशियो, प्रोपोर्शन, परसेंटेजेस, प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस. ओके, सिंपल इंटरेस्ट, कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट है, पर आपके पास अगर टाइम नहीं है या यू से कह रहे मेरा कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट का क्वेश्चन रॉन्ग ही जा रहा है, So probably you can do it at the end. I'll not say skip karke. So right now I'm putting a topic which you should do first. Time and distance, time and work, averages, mixed allocation average एक ही topic है. Getting the idea? Okay. I just put some topics with a orange color. Means I'll say these are the medium level topic. Frequency भी अच्छा नहीं, आप बाद में कर सकते हो. ठीक है? Fine. So these are the topics, something. Fine. Okay. Numbers, important topic. I'll say put in a green color. Venn diagram, important topic because वो Venn diagram आपको लॉजिक में भी आएगा. Some topics I put it in a red color कि यार ये करो मत अभी. So ये ट्रिग्नोमेट्री बोल रहे हैं, but actually वो heights and distance के questions है. So geometry के basis पे you can solve those questions. Fine. अब look at, ideally I can say don't do geometry also because geometry is a vast area. But अगर आपका नसीब में कोई fourth slot जैसा question आया तो then you will be in a trouble. But that's the risk probably you will take at this time because you don't have that much time in your hand. If your preparation is not so much right now. Now I'm not saying at all keep the geometry correct. But the weightage is not so high or the questions which are asked are not so, what I'm saying, except you see in the slot 4, there are 16 questions on geometry. Is that okay? So this stats part, only the mean, mode, median ka meaning was asked. So by this cross part, you can say, if I don't get a time, I'll skip it. If I get a time, definitely I'll revise it. Fine. So I just go to the first slide. So those green tick mark topics, I should do it first. Orange tick mark topic, I should do later. If I get the time. Fine. And trigonometry stats में भी mean, mode, median का meaning पूछा था. If I don't get a time, I'll skip. But that's a risk if the slot 4 जैसा कोई paper आता है तो. Okay. So that is considering the fact you have just 15 days left. That part is very clear. Fine. Okay. I will suggest those who haven't yet started at a score बहुत ही कम आ रहा है. You start with the numbers part. Your numbers में you can see a considerable amount of con questions are asked. Okay. ये part ठीक है सबको? Fine. So I just go to the first and last page. This is the first slide. You want to take a screenshot of this. So you'll have idea कि अरे मुझे कौन से topics prepare करने हैं. ठीक है? Compound interest, I'll put it in the orange part. See, compound interest is actually easy topic, but I've seen students get a lower accuracy in that topic. I don't know why. Okay? So आपका percentage basics ले तो आपका compound interest भी आना चाहिए. ठीक है? So I'll put it like this. Simple interest, I'll put it as tick. Green tick. Compound interest, I'll put it as a orange. So that part is very clear. So green means you should do those topic first. Then you should do those orange wale topic. And at the end, if you get the time or don't get the time, you can skip these things. So it should not happen that अरे एक दिन बाकी है मेरे पास छोड़ देते कौन करेगा ये topics. Don't do that way. But if you get a paper like a slot 4, you'll be in trouble. ठीक है? चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. Let me show the VA का part. I just read some messages. ऑल इंडिया सीट्स अभी हुआ. ऑल इंडिया और अभी डिस्कस नहीं करते. एग्जाम के बाद कैप राउंड का ना मैं 2 घंटा सेशन लूंगा तब डिस्कस करते हो सब. ओके. ऑल इंडिया और अभी डिस्कस. आप अभी एग्जाम के मार्क्स पे फोकस करो. ओके. वो क्या होता है ऑल इंडिया सीट्स, कैसे अप्लाई करना है, विल डिस्कस लेटर. व्हेन कैप राउंड स्टार्ट्स विल हैव वन सेशन. ओके. श्योर. नाउ इंग्लिश का आई गिव द ब्रेकअप. फाइन. अभी तुम ही मुझे बताओ व्हाट इज द इंपॉर्टेंट एरिया ओवर हियर. RC, you can see sometimes 20-21 marks are RC. ये ठीक है सबको? Just a minute. Fine. Array, why this pop up? Fine. Then what? Probably vocabulary is the maximum parts. then other areas are there, then grammar part is there. Fine. Now look at, I am sure you must have practiced some amount of RCs. Fine. Now I just give you the some data in detail so you'll have an idea. Just check this. Can you see the slot 4? It's not a totally different slot. I can clearly see slot 4 is designed by some different person. 10 RC passages. 2 question, 3 question, 2 question, 1 question. Obviously, those passages were not lengthy. Those passages were small passages, but still 10 RC passages. What is the minimum you can see? 2 RC passages in slot 1. Slot 1, I can see 2 RC passages. And I can see 10 RC passages for that. Now, which slot you will face, you can't predict. So, are you prepared for these kind of things? Are you prepared for these kind of things? So when you're practicing the mock papers, you solve one mock, okay, where I'll say, okay, I'll attempt only one RC or two RC sets. You solve one of the mock papers, I'll say, let me attempt more RC passages. You agree? So you should be prepared for this kind of situation. Ki, if there are more number of RC passages, what will I do? Will I skip all those 20 marks? No, that's not possible. Fine. So I can see. So do a little amount of practice of RC. There are certain basics are there. How you can scan the passage. Then you can first go through the questions. What is the information asked in question? Then whether information is located in the passage. Accordingly, you can answer the questions. So there are certain RC techniques are there to answer the questions. Fine. Look at the grammar part. Error identification, meaning of idioms, fill with prepositions, substitution of that highlighted word part, replace the underlined phrase, find the correct sentence, fill in the blanks. Right? These are the kind of questions are asked in the grammar part. So each of these areas, whatever your school level grammar is there, just prepare that part and practice the enough type of questions. Okay, because the way we did in the school was different. The way the questions are asked in this exam is different. Okay, so if you have some study material, you practice from that. Or if you don't have any study material, you can practice from the your mock pay, which your mocks you are giving, you can practice from that. Or if you're taken the Atal mock package, you can practice those kind of questions from that also. Okay. Now look at the vocab part. So much variety of question. Synonyms of a highlighted word in the sentence. Synonyms of a given word. Synonym is similar word. Antonym is opposite word. Highlighted word. Antonyms of a given word. Correct meaning of the word. Fill in the blanks. Word substitution for a sentence. Analogy. Odd man out. Okay. Then close test. Correct spelling. These are just types of questions. Please understand. So you will be able to answer these types of questions only your content of vocabulary is good. Right? So you know the meanings of certain words. So right now, what I suggest is, suppose you are trying to take only 5 marks in these next 15 days. So I'll say out of those 5 marks, whatever, whether it's a RC passage or it's a what I'm saying, grammar question or it's a vocab question, whatever words are in that paper, make sure that you know the meaning of that words only, at least for that part. I'm not saying that is not sufficient to crack the exam, but as a practice, okay, I've given one paper, I've solved one paper. So at least in English section, whether it's a RC part or whether it's a non-RC part, whichever words are used in that, make sure that I know the meaning of each and every word in that VA part. Fine. And there are certain other areas where the only, again, slot 4 is an exception where other areas where there are more questions. Which are the other areas? Parajumble means they will give you the what I'm saying, sentence in a jumble order. You have to write in the correct order so that you will form a particular paragraph. Out of context, only one slot they ask. Look at, none of these questions were asked in others. Only slot 4 these questions were asked. Para summary, logical reasoning, critical reasoning. So critical reasoning usually goes in your logical reasoning section, but they are asked in the English section also. Fine. So I will say, if you don't have so much time right now, probably you can skip these areas because you are taking a risk, again taking a risk if that particular slot is faced by me. If you have time, definitely prepare for it. If you don't have a time, probably at this moment you can skip it these areas because not more questions are asked on these areas last year. Fine. Okay, let's move to the logical reasoning part. Let's look at the logical reasoning part. Okay. Now look at the, I could not get a slot 4 ka breakup. Okay. Look at a slot 1. Look at analytical puzzles. Analytical puzzles, can you see the breakup? 15 questions also, 24 questions also out of 25. So analytical puzzle means I'm talking about which type of question? Linear arrangement, circular arrangement, distribution, okay? A con-based reasoning, these kind of questions I'm talking about. Fine. Analytical reasoning, 60 questions, 47 questions, 41 questions. Here, actually only 50 questions. There were 2 questions based on maths. There were 2 questions maths के थे जो simple equations बना के solve होते. So I don't want to include them in the reasoning part. I could have said the analytical reasoning 52 questions, but 2 questions were of maths there. And can you see the critical reasoning this area? No, yes? Okay. So अभी इसमें से as a strategy part मुझे क्या prepare करना है? Please understand. If you haven't prepared anything, preparing in 15 days slightly difficult. You need to put more number of hours. Okay. However, I will say analytical puzzles, my experience is they are of a varied difficulty level. So looking at a set means what I'll say, sometimes I find a set which has just 4 lines and 5 questions. Sometimes I find a set which has some 10, 12 lines and 5 questions only. Fine. So you check first of all the history of your practice, that do you get analytical reasoning questions correct? So suppose I say it is a 5 questions. Okay. Can you complete analytical reasoning in maximum of 8 minutes? Fine. Have you solved analytical puzzles? Okay. Somebody says मैंने कभी solve ही नहीं किया. तो अगर solve नहीं किया तो ज़्यादा सोचो मत अभी. Then probably you can practice some of the analytical reasoning puzzles at this set, but check while solving how much time you take. If you're going to take more than 10, 12 minutes to solve one set, it's better you do not attempt that in the exam. I'm not saying you don't practice right now. You do not attempt that in the exam first. You can attempt them at the end if you get the time. However, I will suggest for everyone, you must do this analytical reasoning part because that is not much time consuming. The difficulty level of the analytical reasoning part is not so time consuming. Fine. Critical reasoning, if you have done till you have done in class, then probably revise it. If you have never done, I'll say this is not the time to look at a critical reasoning part. So instead of critical reasoning, you probably go for the analytical puzzles part. There are high chances of means compared to critical reasoning, analytical puzzles have more accuracy. Okay. So critical reasoning अभी तक किया नहीं है, क्लास में हुआ या मैंने देखा नहीं है, या somebody says I haven't done at all, only I missed the class, or I didn't join the classes, but I don't know what is critical listening. This is not the time to start with the critical listening part. You're getting my point? Then probably you focus on the, instead of critical listening, you focus on analytical puzzles part. But analytical reasoning, everybody should do. I just give a split of the analytical reasoning questions. These 75 questions split I've given over here. I'll show you on the next page also. So the areas which you must do: blood relations, direction sense, coding, decoding. Fine. Inequalities be एक ही part में, but it's an easy part. So even if you solve just 1 or 2 sets of inequalities, you'll understand what it is. Odd man out, number analogy, number series, this input output, just see the pattern क्या है. ठीक है? Decision making, because I haven't seen decision making questions for many years in exam, so you can skip at this moment if you haven't done yet. Then deductions, I will definitely say you go for it. Venn diagram, then cubes. Look at एक ही slot में cubes के questions आए थे. So अगर आपको cubes आता है तो ठीक है, otherwise I'll put it as orange. If you get a time, you do it. Clocks, if you get a time, you do it. Calendars, you do it because I saw many questions based on calendars. Sorry. Okay. Ranking related questions. Dictionary order is a new type of questions. And they'll give the words, they'll give the 5 words, and they'll ask you, okay, how these words will appear in a dictionary. In what order these words will appear in a dictionary. Means you're arranging in alphabetical order. Miscellaneous types of questions you can do. Data sufficiency, there's a type of question, right? And critical and verbal reasoning. I'll put it in, instead of saying red, I'll put it orange. Time mila to kar lo. And I can put it a red also, depending upon, if you haven't seen at all till date, then don't do it. हाँ, कभी तो देखा है, क्लास में किया हुआ है, प्रैक्टिस किया हुआ है, but I'm not getting accuracy, recently नहीं देखा है, you can do it those questions. Is that part is fine? So I just go to the previous page and this page, so you can make a note of that. See, inequalities means now the questions are like this. They will give like this, question like this. A is greater than B is less than C. Okay, C is greater than D. And they will give some conclusion. A is greater than C. Okay, B is greater than D. Which of these conclusions are true? So that is the inequality kind of questions. वो generally symbols and notations में include कर सकते हैं. But those who are very frequently asked earlier, that's why we are including separately. Is that part is clear? Fine, I just show the second page also. Okay. Does question, dice question comes in a exam? See, dice जो है ना, वही हमने cubes में include किया हुआ है. So dice के कुछ questions are asked, sorry, कुछ questions are asked dice के in abstract reasoning part rather than what I'm saying, normal reasoning part. Fine. So डाइस क्वेश्चंस रिसेंटली तो नहीं आए, बट पास्ट में बहुत बार पूछे हुए डाइस के क्वेश्चंस. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. Let's do the abstract reasoning. I show you the variety of questions. See, these are the all types of questions you should prepare. So probably those who feel कि अरे I am sir weak in quant या इंग्लिश में भी ज्यादा कुछ खास नहीं बन रहा है, for them abstract reasoning is an important area. So abstract reasoning, probably I've seen the people who are average also are scoring full marks in abstract reasoning questions. However, in the recent years, that is last year, last to last year, or I'll say CD21 onwards, they have produced a lot of varieties of questions from in abstract reasoning. So they are copying the questions from some websites outside India also. So from foreign website, they are copying the questions. Okay. So look at this. I have listed all this. So for example, these 2x2 matrix questions were not asked last year. Look at a dice question. Somebody asked me a dice question. Look at your one question over here, 3 questions over here. However, your maximum questions are of our normal type, na? कौन से? Next figure, analogy, odd man out. These are our main types of questions, na? Your maximum questions are on that part only. Is that okay? या water image, mirror image कोई बड़ी बात नहीं हो तो हमारे normal की fine, fine, okay. But look at here. So again, these are the must do's areas. Dice थोड़ा सा practice करोगे तो आ जाएगा. I'm not sure about dice. Water image, mirror image के questions and this. वे लास्ट ईयर ना, ये काउंटिंग द नंबर ऑफ ट्राइंगल्स है ना, 9 क्वेश्चन इन slot 4 was out of the world. Okay, but those questions were time consuming. Because you have to manually count them. आपको मैन्युअली वो नंबर ऑफ ट्राइंगल्स काउंट करने. ठीक है, तो उसमें बहुत टाइम जाएगा. तो उसमें जो इजी पार्ट है वो आप कर लो. फाइन. So dice also I'll put okay types. Okay. Dot replacement देखो पूछा नहीं है. So these are the areas you must do types है. And very important is this miscellaneous part. Now miscellaneous में there are variety of questions. Okay, again that you won't get in any book. So if you're a time student, अपना एक miscellaneous yeah, your friend is a time student, but you can take the handout from that student and you can see that miscellaneous questions ka handout. So there, apart from your regular types, what are the different types of questions are asked? Those are not difficult questions, but when you face them in an exam first time, then they are definitely difficult questions. But if you know, are looking at a figure, what you're supposed to do, you have solved those kind of questions earlier, then you'll find it easier part. Fine. So abstract reasoning, I will suggest do not put anything for option. Do each and every area from the abstract reasoning part. Is that okay? No issues in this portion. Fine. Sure. Let's go ahead. Sure. Now, see, once you know this data, okay, once you know this data, then we can plan. I just checking. Say any website suggestions है no अरे बहुत सारे वर्ल्ड कोई यूके का वेबसाइट है कोई फिलीपींस का सिविल सर्विसेज का एग्जाम के क्वेश्चंस डाल रहे हैं कहाँ क्या क्या सजेस्ट करूंगा मैं तुमको ठीक है नो 2x2 मैट्रिक्स वो मिसलेनियस का हैंडआउट देख लो ना मनीषा ओके there is one question 3x3 मैट्रिक्स there is one question 2x2 मैट्रिक्स इट्स इजी क्वेश्चन ओके ऐसा कुछ डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन ऐसे नहीं है फाइन चलो now last 15 days so what you're supposed to do in last 15 days is fully depend upon what you have done till date okay so the first activity I told you you're supposed to do is what you solve one mock paper or that atal package wala any one paper without a time limit also while solving note down the how much time you're taking to solve one question probably certain question after thinking for 3 minutes also you're not getting anything skip that question go ahead and find your score so as I said those who get the score less than 100 okay so आपको स्ट्रैटेजी हेल्प नहीं करने वाला है बाय स्ट्रैटेजी आपका स्कोर नहीं बढ़ने वाला है यू आर मिसिंग समवेयर इन द कंटेंट पार्ट आपका स्कोर अगर 100 के नीचे आ रहा है आफ्टर डूइंग दैट एक्टिविटी नॉट योर मॉक स्कोर आई एम सेइंग योर मॉक स्कोर विदाउट अ टाइम लिमिट आपका 100 या उससे नीचे है so probably the issue is that you are not so good at content your content is so average that you are able to attempt only 50% of the paper only you're getting my point so in that case आपको पहले judgment ले लो कि भाई was the paper really difficult you can talk to your friends also okay have you solved this mock what is your opinion is it a difficult okay so भी लगता है नहीं paper ही difficult था and 100 score then it's an exceptional case but paper moderate था and still I'm 100 or below then आपका issue content में है so you solve 10 more mocks is not going to improve your score so first check करो which questions I'm not able to solve and whatever part I put a tick mark green tick mark you solve those questions first those areas practice first okay suppose somebody is in the range of 120 okay so 120 वालों को करना क्या है first check करो कि भाई how can I add 20 more marks in my score so which are the areas I'm not able to do somebody says oh so Venn diagram question I left वो 3 part का Venn diagram मैंने किया ही नहीं था somebody says deductions किया ही नहीं है to do deductions that will secure your 5 marks okay somebody says analytical process पूरा एक भी सेट नहीं बना ठीक है analytical process कौन से बन सकते हो चेक करो कैन यू डू अ डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन वाले सेट्स थोड़े इजी रहते हैं कंपेयर टू लीनियर अरेंजमेंट या कंपैरिजन के सेट्स कंपैरेटिवली इजी रहते हैं कंपेयर टू सर्कुलर अरेंजमेंट्स फाइन तो फर्स्ट थॉट इज कि हाउ कैन आई इंप्रूव माय स्कोर बाय 10 to 20 मार्क्स सेकंड इज आई एम गेटिंग दिस 120 विदाउट टाइम लिमिट नाउ कैन आई मेक अ प्लान हाउ कैन आई गेट दिस क्वेश्चंस इन विद इन टाइम लिमिट so what you have to understand you just check from which type of questions you score these 120 questions go back area wise socho abstract reasoning which type of questions were time consuming somebody says sir वो सीरीज का क्वेश्चन आ जाता है बट रॉन्ग फिगर इन द सीरीज मुझे नहीं आता सो रॉन्ग फिगर इन द सीरीज के क्वेश्चन बाद में अटेम्प्ट करो विच आर द फास्टर वन प्रोबेबली एनालॉजी ऑड मैन आउट These are the faster kind of questions, faster one. Let me attempt those questions first. Fine. So what are your observations after solving that paper? Decide your strategy so that the questions where you wasted time, the 80 question you could not solve, can you identify which part I could not solve? उसको आपको पहले solve नहीं करना. That part you should not solve first. The other part you should solve first. Fine. So 120 is a without time limit score. Time limit में कैसे करेंगे? Then make a plan. Fine. And those who are at this present 130 plus in this strategy wala part, okay, so probably you have a high chances of scoring a good marks by a strategy. Okay, check करो आपका कहाँ पे where you're losing the marks. Okay, those areas practice a little bit only. Okay, then you make a strategy. Okay, these 130 questions, how can I attempt in a within the time limit part? What is my order of the sections? Fine, all these things you need to plan. So first, whatever score you are, everybody will first try to improve your score. Fine. Now, why somebody said कि 130 plus score further improve नहीं हो सकता है? Improve हो सकता है. I'm not saying it can't be improved. But I have to consider one more fact that I'm going to get some score from tukkas also. So suppose somebody got a 170 with a genuine attempt and 70 questions he's going to attempt in tukkas, and there are 1/5 of 5 options. If I mark C, 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 even if I get 14 correct, still 130 plus 14, my score will become 144. Is that okay? So that is the calculation I'm doing. Okay, some amount of part I'm going to get a tukkas also at the end, but there is no negative marking in the exam. Fine. So पहले तो जब अभी आप मॉक लिख रहे हो तो मॉक का स्ट्रैटेजी क्या होगा? We'll discuss that part. But still I find many students are not good at their basics. They're not good at their basics, and that is the reason they are taking more time for solving. So those who are feeling a time pressure, make sure that certain things you need to know. What are those certain things? I have mentioned those earlier also. Now I just give you some these statistics which I discussed in my previous sessions also. In the terms of marks, I have a data of CD20 only. That's why I'm using CD 2020 ka data. In CD 2020, 1,10,000 students appeared for the exam. Only 4,320 students, okay, scored more than 100 marks. So if I say 4,320, okay, out of kitna 1,10,000 approximately into 100, if I do it, how much I'll get? Okay, how much I'll get? Fine. So if I divide by 110, approximately 4%, means you have got a 96 percentile. क्या बात कौन समझ में आ रहा है? So if you're getting above 100, probably in actual score, your score will be 96 percentile in actual CD. I mean 96% students in actual CD could not get 100 marks also. You're getting my point? Fine. So that is the situation. So that's why I'm saying that CET may very, very important is one, how much I know. Second, how fast also I can solve. And that is the exercise I have given you. First, you know how much you can score. Okay, I can score 100, 120, 130, whatever. Then, can you score within time limit? वो within time limit score करने के लिए strategy picture में आएगा. Okay, without preparing anything, scoring के लिए strategy will not help you ना. कह रहे मैंने कुछ पढ़ाई नहीं किया है, but you give me a strategy so I'll score well. I don't have any such strategy. You're getting my point? Fine. So my funda is very, very simple, and I've seen that throughout that average students working hard, solving a lot of questions, practicing a lot of questions, analyzing the mock, is cracking the CET, rather than a smart student who knows everything but not practicing, not solving much, because ultimately it's a speed game. Is that okay? So practice is very, very must. So in last 15 days, solve as much as possible. So those who are at a higher score, you practice mocks. Those who are at a lower score, you practice the content. more and more you solve in last 15 days, your high chances of getting your improving your scores and getting into good college. Are you getting fine? So the compulsory prerequisite, as a faculty, I always tell, and I'm sure those who have done, they have really produced a positive results कि सर हमने ये किया, उससे हमारा स्पीड भी बढ़ा, हमारा एक्यूरेसी भी इंप्रूव. Right? So what are those compulsory prerequisites? फटाफट. I must know certain things. What? I must know tables till 30. ये मेरे हाथ में है. Alright? So आप all of you अपने दिल पे हाथ रख के बताओ how many you know tables till 30. मुझे 27 का टेबल आता है या 23 का टेबल आता है. 27 फोर्जा तक सबको आएगा शायद. 27 सिक्स पूछा तो सोचना पड़ेगा. तो यू हैव अ टॉपिक कॉल्ड नंबर सीरीज, लेटर सीरीज. वहां पे सब टेबल्स काम आएंगे. नंबर सीरीज में टेबल काम आएंगे तुम्हारे. ठीक है. स्क्वायर्स अप टू 30, क्यूब्स अप टू 15, powers of 2 till 2 raised to 1 to 2 raised to 12, powers of 3 till 3 raised to 12, powers of 5 till 5 raised to 5, powers of 7 till 7 raised to 7, reciprocals and their multiples. Now you honestly ask yourself, ये रट्टा मारने वाली चीज है. हैव यू डन दैट पार्ट? वो कॉन्सेप्चुअल पार्ट छोड़ दो कि यार मेरे को कॉन्सेप्ट समझ में नहीं आ रहा इसलिए मेरा सॉल्व नहीं हो रहा है. जो रट्टा मारने वाली चीज है वो किया है क्या? नहीं किया है. 15 दिन सिर्फ ये वैल्यूज पढ़ लो. You just read out these values loudly 3 times in a day. 15 days में रट्टा हो जाएंगे. That will definitely will help you in solving the paper. Okay, particularly quant or DI के questions. Is that part is clear? Fine. चलो. I for your क्या बोलते हैं your benefit, I've just somebody has messaged me. Just check. Yeah, if I take your 120 is a Anirban, 120 in a mock right now is a good score. You just check how can I improve my 20 marks more. So you solve that remaining part of the paper Anirban which you haven't solved. कि ये part solve exam में नहीं हुआ था. You solve that part and just check out of that part which part I can solve. I could not attempt that because of the time pressure, or I could not attempt that because मुझे आता ही नहीं था. If the answer is time pressure, then आप practice करो. या जो मैं चीजें बोल रहा हूँ टेबल स्क्वायर वगैरह सब रट्टा कर दो. बट आंसर इज नहीं. आई डोंट नो कि अरे मतलब मुझे वो पार्ट आता ही नहीं है. आई इट्स अ कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट क्वेश्चन. आई डोंट नो. इट्स अ डिडक्शन क्वेश्चन. आई डोंट नो. So practice those, make the content, prepare the content of those topics rather than solving more mocks papers. Is it fine, clear? Anibal? चलो. So 120 is a good score in mock, but उसको analyze करना भी आपका main job is analysis now. Fine. So just for your benefit, मैंने ये सारे values लिखे हुए. Can you just take a screenshot and can you prepare them? Just read out. आपके मोबाइल में रहेंगे. 15 दिन में 3 बार 4 बार पढ़ लो. या बाथरूम में फोन लेके जा रहे हो रील देखने के बदले वैल्यूज पढ़ लेना. ओके. Sure. I show you the cubes also. Okay. You keep on taking the screenshots quickly. There are cubes values. So you don't need to actually write down the values on the paper. आपके मोबाइल में रहेंगे. कभी भी पढ़ सकते हो. And I'm telling you, this these values will help you. For example, अब किसी ने मुझे रिलेशन दिया है 7:3 analogy question 7:343. Okay. 11 is to how much? बराबर है 7:343. 11 is to how much? You're getting my point? So what you need to understand by 343 7 cube. तो किसी ने मुझे बोला 7 क्यूब निकालो तो मैं 7 into 7 करके निकाल सकता हूं. बट 343 क्या है वो तुम्हें 7 क्यूब 343 पता है तभी ये क्वेश्चन सॉल्व होगा. फिर 11 का क्यूब चाहिए. 11 का क्यूब मुझे रट्टा है तो मैं 1331 लिख दूंगा. नहीं रट्टा है तो 11 into 11 करता बैठूंगा. इट्स अ वेस्ट ऑफ टाइम इफ यू डू दिस वे. यू विल अटेम्प्ट लेस क्वेश्चंस. फाइन. So this is the things where you require these questions. जब मैंने ये क्वेश्चन दिया was actual CD question. Fine. चलो नेक्स्ट. ये मैंने सारे 2:2 के वैल्यूज दिए हुए. ओके. तुम इंडाइसेस के क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर रहे हो. फॉर एग्जांपल द क्वेश्चन इज लाइक दिस. 2 raised to, let's say, fine, 1024 raised to 1/5, okay, प्लस कुछ तो है. Now 1024 क्या है? You should understand, अरे 1024 is 2 raised to 10. अगर तुम्हारे वो समझ में आ गया तो फिर तो एकदम आसान सॉल्व हो जाएगा. 10 into 1/4 is 2 raised to 2. 2 raised to 2 is 4. हो गया. करेक्ट. बट इफ यू डोंट आइडेंटिफाई 1024 as 2 raised to 10, फिर आप क्वेश्चन सॉल्व नहीं कर पाओगे. Is that okay? Fine. So that's why you should know all these values well. और ये वैल्यू सारे नंबर सीरीज में भी काम आएंगे आपको. फाइन. आई एम जस्ट गिविंग सम रेसिप्रोकल वैल्यूज आल्सो. ये सब परसेंटेज में हमें परसेंटेज टॉपिक में लगेंगे हमें. कैन यू टेक अ स्क्रीनशॉट ऑफ दिस? चलो फास्ट. आई एम गिविंग सम फ्यू मोर मल्टीपल्स. 1/5 के मल्टीपल्स दिए मैंने. टेक अ स्क्रीनशॉट, रीड आउट दीज वैल्यूज रेगुलरली. आपका काम बन जाएगा. 1/7 के मल्टीपल्स. 1/7 के मल्टीपल्स क्वेश्चन सारा जैसे केसलेट का क्वेश्चन पूछा है सीडी में, जिसमें ये 28.57% नंबर इज यूज्ड. तो यू शुड अंडरस्टैंड दैट इज 2/7. ओके. Fine. So as I said, knowing these values will help you to handle the questions from percentages, profit and loss, simple interest, compound interest, data interpretation. ये सब जगह ये वैल्यूज लगेंगे. परसेंटेज के जो मैंने वैल्यूज दिए वो. फाइन. तो ये बेसिक फाउंडेशन है. Before doing this, you'll slow. If you don't do this, you'll slow down in your solving paper. Yeah, I've just given a laws of rules, laws of indices भी मैंने mention किया. Can you take a screenshot of this? We'll require this while solving the questions. चलो next. ये सारे आइडेंटिटीज मैंने लिख के दिए हुए. a plus b the whole. ये सब स्कूल लेवल में हमने किया हुआ है. ओनली थिंग इज वी नो सम ऑफ यू से सर ये तो आता ही है मेरे को. वेरी गुड. समझ नहीं आ रहा है अभी तक भी कंफर्टेबल नहीं हूँ. या फॉर एग्जाम्पल यू नो a plus b the whole cube का ये फॉर्मूला. Do you know this way to write down a plus b the whole cube? A square plus 3ab inside bracket a plus b cube. Is it okay? So a plus b the whole cube, probably first formula we know. The same thing I have written in same thing. I've just taken a common 3ab outside a bracket. So do you know this formula? Okay, copy this. Now look at this rule. A plus b plus c the whole square formula. A cube plus b cube plus c cube minus 3abc formula. That formula can be written in two ways. Okay, plus is the result. If a plus b plus c is equal to 0, then a cube plus b cube plus c cube is equal to 3abc. Right? So for that one, just take a screenshot. I'm not going to teach you anything right now. So just take a screenshot. These things will help you for solving the question, also improving your speed also. Fine. Sure. Fine. So as I said, ये सारे जो अभी screenshots लिए हैं, read these values 3 to 4 times in a day. Okay. आपका विदिन 10 दिन सारे वैल्यूज रट्टा हो जाएंगे. 15 दिन है अभी भी अपने पास. फाइन. चलो. नो इश्यूज. या एनीबॉडी मिस्ड विद एनी स्लाइड, आई विल शो इट एट द एंड. ठीक है, हम लोग थोड़ा आगे जाते हैं. नाउ सेकंड थिंग, लुक एट सम should be able to solve any two equations given in two variables. Fine. So ask yourself, am I able to solve 3x plus 5y is equal to 29 and 2x plus what I'm saying 2y is equal to 14? Can I solve these two equations and get x and y? Somebody says सर ये आता है मुझे. Very good. Somebody says नहीं आता है. ठीक है. तो अभी can you solve 25 to 30 questions of it? After solving this, then you start solving the word problems of simple equations. तब आप word problems of simple equations solve करो. Can you solve a quadratic equation? कि भाई 3x square plus 10x plus 8 equal to 0. Can I solve and get the value of x? Okay, you're okay. I can do that. Very good. So I can do it, but it takes time for me. Okay. Can you solve around 25 to 30 questions of that? So that part is very clear. Okay. This is the foundation for your what I'm saying, con part. Those who are facing the difficulty in con, con mein thoda gadbad chalu hai. You do this part, then you move to the topic part. Okay, because sometimes you'll face this quadratic equation solving in progression questions, right? ये simple equation solving you'll face in averages topic या time and distance topic में. Okay, after doing this, then move to the topic wise जो मैंने green tick mark किया है, start solving those topics first. Okay, next, then calculations part. Can I find a% of b? Can I convert a upon b into percentages? मैंने तुमको बोला अरे 3479, what percentage of 5289? This is approximately how many percent? We have done that in so ये part तुम्हें आना चाहिए. Approximately निकालना, accurately नहीं निकालना है. ठीक है. So ये बेसिकली DI ज्यादा नहीं आ रहा है, but अगर DI ज्यादा वेटेज का आया, because earlier prior to series 120 data interpretation used to be around 22 questions out of 50. So if they go back to the old pattern and उन्हें DI डाल दिया 20 मार्क का, then not knowing the calculations will be in trouble. Fine. So ये कर लो पहले. See, some officers ये तो मुझे आता है. For those who know, it's a very good thing. Those who haven't yet done and say I'm struggling, this is probably the reason you're not improving on your speed. Okay. After doing this foundation part, now let me go for the area wise preparation. Fine. Now, quant में I've already discussed the areas with you. I'm not going to that part. So मुझे preparation क्या करना है देखो. Okay. मैंने क्या किया है? This is the order in which I probably prepared. मैंने एक order of questions दिया हुआ है. उसमें तुम शायद तो prepare कर सकते हो. When you start with the numbers basics, numbers advanced. तो numbers basics और numbers के weightage is higher. Some paper 13-14 questions are asked. Fine. Now, please understand, by attempting all 50 questions on quant, you won't get a good high score. Attempting 0 questions of quant also, you won't get a high score. So a good attempt in quant could be around 30 to 35 questions is a good attempt in quant. Is that okay? Fine. So if I want to attempt 30 to 35 questions, then which are the areas from where I can get the more and more correct questions? देखो तुम्हारा slot 4 जैसा क्वेश्चन आया तो यही 30 to 35 क्वेश्चन प्रोबेबली से अरे 10 से 15 इजी क्वेश्चन कर लो पेपर में से बहुत हो गया. Because other areas में easy questions थे, quant was very difficult. Is that okay? So we already discussed in quant which topics to be done. मैंने green और orange और red tick marks दिए थे. You do in that order. Okay, आपको जो weightage में मैंने weightage के यहाँ पे weightage भी दिया था. जो ज्यादा weightage का है वो टॉपिक पहले कर लो, जो कम weightage का वो टॉपिक बाद में कर लो. Is that part is very clear? Fine. If you have time, then don't skip. Somebody says सर ने geometry ना बोला है. अरे मैंने ना इसलिए बोला because उसका weightage ज्यादा नहीं था except slot 4 and you don't have a sufficient time right now. But if you have a time, then please do geometry and mensuration also. Clear idea? Fine. Now look at data interpretations questions have gone in, some papers have 0 also, some papers have maximum 10 questions, not beyond that. In whatever questions I've asked, those questions are very, very straightforward. It's more about understanding graphs, charts, tables. Okay. Sometimes caselets are also asked, but overall weightage has reduced now. So data interpretation में calculation is the key. आपको calculation आता है, आप data interpretation के question solve कर सकते हो, बाकी कुछ नहीं है उसमें. So that's why so for data interpretation the same basics. Can you add, subtract numbers quickly? Can you find A% of B? Can you convert A upon B into percentages? And can you compare the fractions? So these things we require if you want to score well in data interpretation part. So considering last year paper, as the data interpretation weightage is lower, so what you can do, data interpretation, probably you can solve one set of data interpretation on alternate days for the next 15 days. तो आपके 7-8 सेट भी सॉल्व हो जाएंगे तो भी काफी है at this stage I'm saying. But after doing these things, I'm good at calculations part, but let me at least make sure that मैं कुछ practice कर रहा हूँ. This is over and above what you're going to do in mock papers. So mock में कुछ दिया आ रहा है तो definitely you are supposed to solve that part. तो एक 7-8 सेट करोगे तो भी आपको ओवरऑल आइडिया आ जाएगा कि how data interpretation questions are asked. The level of difficulty of DI is not so high in CD exam. You can easily manage that. In fact, if you find a DI question in the paper, probably you can start attempting DI questions first, provided you're comfortable with this calculation part. Then you can easily score full marks in those 10 out of 10 DI मिल जाएगा आपको, अगर आप ये calculation part comfortable हो तो. Fine. Yeah. So any doubts in the quant or DI part, because that's a most difficult area for the students. So before I move into the next area, any doubts you have? Yeah. Any doubts you have before I move to the next part? Fine. चलो आगे बढ़ते. Now logical reasoning, I give first preference to analytical reasoning questions. Why analytical reasoning questions? Because I saw analytical reasoning questions are comparatively easy and they are less time consuming also. So probably some questions I have जैसे analogy के questions है या odd and out के questions है, later series some questions are there, number series some questions are there. I've solved, you can solve less than a minute. Okay. So in an analytical reasoning part, in a logical reasoning part, there are 3 areas: analytical reasoning, critical reasoning, and then analytical puzzles. So I'll suggest you first start with analytical reasoning. In that also, I have given you that green and red wala marking. You solve that. So this is, you want to practice everything. This is a list of all the topics which you're supposed to prepare for. Fine. So isme, those are easy to understand also. And accuracy is also very, very high in these areas. So I generally don't ask, except I'm saying कि क्यूब्स के लिए अभी टाइम नहीं है, मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि अरे मैंने क्यूब्स के और बाकी सब कुछ मिस कर दिया, तो उससे अच्छा क्यूब्स not that frequently the questions are asked, decision making not that frequently the questions are asked, so you can do these topics at the end if you get the time. Otherwise the rest all the areas, please practice enough number of questions. तो अगर मैं blood relation बोल रहा हूँ, my thought is कि make sure that at least 30 questions you have practiced. So whether you have practiced 10 days back, that's okay. Then you don't need to practice it again. But किसी ने blood relation किया ही नहीं है, ठीक है, at least practice 30 questions. Fine. See, analytical puzzles में क्या क्या आता है? Linear arrangement, circular arrangement, box and floor arrangement, comparison, distribution, con basis. इसमें से the areas which I generally suggest, where this is the first area, distribution में generally questions are comparatively easier, then number 2, then number 3. Okay. Circular arrangement, I generally ask students to avoid if more data is given. तुम्हारा 4 लाइन का सेट बना हुआ है, तो you can do circular arrangement. Okay, so these are the areas. First, you try to solve these areas first in the paper, and then other areas. I'm not saying don't solve circular arrangement questions. Okay, so I'm giving the preference. Okay, distribution questions, then comparison question, then linear arrangement questions, and then if you get a time, then you arrange to solve the remaining type of questions. Fine. Sure. Now, critical verbal listening, lot of areas to cover: statement and assumption, statement and conclusion, probably true, probably false, course of action, strong and weak argument, cause and effect, assertion and reason. Weightage is not so high except 1 or 2 slots. So I have already explained you that if you have done earlier, then kindly revise. If you haven't done at all till now, and you don't have a time also, so probably you can skip this area. But then your analytical reasoning and analytical puzzles, you have to score the marks. By skipping them, that you have to compensate from the analytical puzzles area. Why I'm asking you to skip this? Because in this area, the level of uh, understanding is not so great for many students. Also, the accuracy is a problem. Okay, many students get though if they attempt 5 questions, they get only 2 correct. So means it's not about you got 2 correct. You wasted a time in getting that 3 wrong also. That is very important. Fine. So if you haven't done yet, I'll suggest you not to do it at this stage. If you have done at the past, please revise. Okay. Abstract reasoning, everything you have to do. Nothing to be skipped from the abstract reasoning area. Everything you have to do. Okay. So I'm just coming back to the this VA part. We already discussed that part, comparison part. Okay. Now let me come to the strategy part. Okay. So अपना जो main part है जहाँ पे strategy आएगा. Okay. I just put it this way. Okay. Suppose you talk to any student who is a top ranker student. Okay. Let's say नंबर 1 और 100% टाइलर या बजाज में एडमिशन मिला, ऐसे कोई भी स्टूडेंट से बात करोगे एंड यू आस्क मी हाउ यू सॉल्व द मॉक पेपर्स, तो हिज फर्स्ट थॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग इज गोइंग टू बी यार मुझे पेपर पूरा आ रहा था. ओके, सो जो मैंने एक्टिविटी बोला ना अनलिमिटेड टाइम में आपको क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करना है, तो अनलिमिटेड टाइम गिवन दे वुड हैव स्कोर्ड प्रोबेबली 190 प्लस. फाइन. सो यू कैनॉट अडॉप्ट देयर स्ट्रेटेजी. Okay, because वहां पे first assumption is you know the entire paper, then strategy will come in a picture. I know the entire content, then strategy will come in a picture. So every person's strategy will depend upon the kind of preparation you have done. Fine. So a very good student, as I said, a JBMS contender, can I say he how he'll attempt the question? Okay, he'll first decide the order of the sections. Okay, what is the area, what is the pre-planning, what is the order of the section, that you also can decide. Okay, so generally my suggestion is I suggest you start with a abstract reasoning area, because I have seen the questions to be moderate, not so difficult. Fine. Then you start with your logical reasoning section. Then you can start with your QA part, and last map you can put it your VA part, that is VRC. That is my suggestion. I'm not saying ऐसा ही होना चाहिए. Yeah, I put it reverse way. If I am solving the paper, probably this is the order in which I will go. So you decide your order in which you can solve the paper. How you can decide? That you can decide on the basis of your experience of solving the mock, that what you feel easy, what you feel difficult. You're getting my point? आपको क्या easy लगता है, आपको क्या difficult लगता है. Right? So, for example, what is my logic of putting this part? Suppose I say, abstract reasoning, this is slightly with a fresh mind. If I solve the questions, I can solve them better. I'm just giving my reasoning of putting this order. If I solve this with a fresh mind, I have a good chances of getting a high accuracy. Fine. Dusra. Why logical reasoning? Second, because my strong area is QA. QA is my strong area. So that I can solve under pressure also. Logical reasoning में I have supposed to read the data carefully. Fine. So logical reasoning में भी I'll first prefer the analytical reasoning questions. Then I will talk about the analytical puzzles. And then I'll talk about that critical reasoning questions. Fine. Out of that, I'll try to solve the maximum questions. But when I'm solving the questions, मैं ढूंढ के क्वेश्चन नहीं सॉल्व करता हूँ. मैं जनरली क्या सॉल्व करता हूँ? I'll solve question number 1. Okay, if it is a one line question, I'll attempt. Question number 2, analogy, I'll attempt. Question number 3, coding, decoding, I'll attempt. Question number 4, number series question, I'll attempt. But अगर within 1 minute मुझे कुछ clue नहीं मिल रहा है उस series में से, I will leave that question, I'll go ahead. I will not waste my time there. Okay. Question number 5. Okay. Critical reasoning question. अरे मेरा accuracy इतना अच्छा नहीं है. I will not attempt that question. You're getting my point? Question number 6. Analytical puzzle का set है 6 to 10. Okay. Let me not solve the analytical puzzle set right now. I'll come back, but on a piece of paper, I'll mark a note 6 to 10. I'll make a note also. ये distribution का set है, मतलब attempt करने वाला question है. So I might put a tick mark कि attempt करने बाद में. So like that, I'll go in a serial order. So मेरे single liner question ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा correct आ जाएंगे. Fine. Then I'll go for analytical puzzles. उसमें भी मुझे मेरा पास रिकॉर्ड पता है. अरे मेरा डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन का सेट सबसे फास्ट बनता है. नेक्स्ट कंपैरिजन बनता है. लीनियज में मुझे थोड़ा टाइम लगता है पर बन जाता है. सर्कुलर तो मेरा बहुत बार रॉन्ग चला जाता है. You agree? So this is a thought process behind design कि what I'll attempt first. So my order will be decided on the basis of my past experience of solving those questions through mocks or through practice of material. Fine. Once I've done that, then I'll come to the QA question. My strong area is QA. Okay. तो माई थॉट प्रोसेस कह रहे स्ट्रॉन्ग क्यूए तो स्ट्रॉन्ग है बट सारा 50 अटेम्प्ट करेगी तो प्रॉब्लम है. तो आई चूज अ पैरामीटर. क्वेश्चन एक लाइन 2 लाइन का होगा तो ही अटेम्प्ट करूंगा. तो उसमें भी एक लाइन के क्वेश्चन को प्रेफरेंस दूंगा. बिकॉज 1 लाइन क्वेश्चन आई कैन रीड फास्टर, आई कैन सॉल्व फास्टर, or even I'm not getting the answer, I can take a quick decision of leaving the question. You just 6 line ka question, I'll read it in 1 minute, I'll analyze the data for another 1 minute, and then I'll realize that I can't solve. So 2 minutes wasted for me. तो सच 1 लाइन 2 लाइन में मेरा डिसीजन मेकिंग फास्ट है. शुड आई अटेम्प्ट, शुड आई लीव? तो फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट 1 लाइन 2 लाइन वाले क्वेश्चंस. इफ आई रियलाइज कर मेरा 30-35 क्वेश्चंस हो गया अटेम्प्ट, मैं ज्यादा लालच नहीं करूंगा. आई लीव दैट, आई गो टू द वीआरसी. डिपेंडिंग ऑन मेरे पास कितना टाइम बचा है. वीआरसी में आई एम गुड एट ग्रामर, सो आई अटेम्प्ट द ग्रामर क्वेश्चन. देन आई एम इन अ डिलेमा. शुड आई अटेम्प्ट आरसी फर्स्ट और शुड आई अटेम्प्ट वोकैब पार्ट? वोकैब में मेरा एक्यूरेसी कम है, आरसी में एक्यूरेसी ज्यादा है बट टाइम भी ज्यादा लगता है. ठीक है, एटलीस्ट 1 or 2 आरसी अटेम्प्ट करके लेट्स इंश्योर सम मार्क्स. फिर वो कैप आई कैन जस्ट रीड द क्वेश्चन एंड मार्क द आंसर्स क्विकली. ऑल्सो देर आई डोंट हैव टू थिंक इन वो कैप पार्ट. either I know or I don't know. Thinking for a more amount of time will not give me the answer probably. Fine. तो वहां पे मुझे कुछ तो मार्क करके चला जाऊंगा. Second, in many cases in vocab question I don't know whether my answer is right or wrong. So I may not get a demotivated also. अरे मुझे wrong आ रहा है आंसर्स करके. Con में you got the answer but not in the option, you definitely know your answer is wrong. Fine. So this is my way of thinking and arranging the sections. This will change for you. So the way I am thinking, you or somebody say, sir, मेरा QA तो एकदम ही weak है. You might put QA at the end. VRC एकदम strong है. You might put VRC at third part. Or you abstract के बाद you can start with VRC. Getting? तो कोई बोलता है लॉजिकल रीजनिंग से ना मेरा इंग्लिश में एक्यूरेसी ज्यादा है, तो देन आपका नंबर 2 VRC होना चाहिए. लॉजिकल रीजनिंग आपका थर्ड होना चाहिए, लास्ट होना चाहिए. गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? सो दैट्स वन वे ऑफ डूइंग द क्वेश्चन कि मैं एरिया वाइज जाऊंगा. ठीक है. So another way of doing the question is what? Here I'm selecting the order of the sections also and I'm going ahead. Some people follow round strategy. Round strategy मतलब what? उनका लॉजिक उनका प्री डिसाइडेड रहता है कि भाई I have an exam of 2.5 hours जिसमें that is 150 minutes. In 100 minutes they decide of some around 120 attempts. एंड दिस स्ट्रैटेजी इज प्री डिसाइडेड कि 120 अटेम्प्ट्स जो पेपर पैटर्न अवेलेबल अपने पास, व्हाट शुड बी दोस 120 अटेम्प्ट्स? एब्स्ट्रैक्ट रीजनिंग के 20 क्वेश्चंस या 25 क्वेश्चंस, वीआरसी ग्रामर के 10 क्वेश्चंस, वोकैब के 20 क्वेश्चंस, ओके, आर्टिकल रीजनिंग के 25 क्वेश्चंस, जो भी व्हाट इज, सो दैट इज अ प्री प्लान थिंग. They will attempt in this in 100 minutes. Still you are left with 50 minutes. Okay. इसमें अगर आपके difficult questions बचे हुए सारे, you can take 30 questions in this 50 minutes. 120 plus 130 आपका 150 genuine आ गया with a good accuracy. बाकी आपका तुक्का में आ जाएगा कुछ तो. That's fine. ये 120 होगा क्या? कोई जैसे मेरा तो 100 ही होगा. ठीक है, 100 में 100 अटेम्प्ट लगो, फिर भी 50 मिनट बच गए. फाइन. So strategy is all about experimenting. ठीक है. So you check what I'm saying कि this year when our team went for a Champions Trophy, Rishabh Pant was dropped. Okay, that अपना Jaiswal was dropped. But the strategy of selecting, taking KL route and what I'm saying, Shreyas Iyer has paid off. But had they not experimented this, they wouldn't have realized कि ऐसा हो सकता है करके. नाउ कैन एनीबडी से ऋषभ पंत को लेना ही चाहिए, केएल को निकालो. शायद अभी तुम्हें लगा था ये काम कर रहा है, ये इससे जीत गया ट्रॉफी. फाइन. तो जो चीजें के लिए लोग क्रिटिसाइज कर रहे थे, प्रॉब्ली पीपल अप्रिशिएटिंग दोस थिंग्स नाउ. सो सेम लॉजिक. सो अनलेस यू एक्सपेरिमेंट यू विल नॉट कम टू नो हाउ मच वर्क फॉर यू, हाउ मच टाइम टू स्पेंड ऑन ईच सेक्शन, दैट यू हैव टू डिसाइड. ओके. मेरा मानोगे तो एब्स्ट्रैक्ट रीजनिंग के अराउंड 25 क्वेश्चन में से अगर 20 अटेम्प्ट करना है, स्पेंड एब्स्ट्रैक्ट रीजनिंग के सेक्शन में अराउंड 25 मिनट्स दे दो. ठीक है. क्यूए के अगर 35 क्वेश्चंस अटेम्प्ट करने हैं तो आपको 50 मिनट लगेंगे कम से कम. सो क्यूए के लिए आपको 50 मिनट लगेंगे, एब्स्ट्रैक्ट के लिए आपको 50 मिनट लगेंगे, तो आपका हाफ टाइम हो गया इधर ही. ठीक है. आर्टिकल रीजनिंग जो लॉजिक का सेक्शन है, ठीक है, लॉजिक के सेक्शन के लिए आपको कम से कम 50 मिनट्स तो मिनिमम लगेंगे पूरा लॉजिक का पार्ट करना है. एंड प्रोबेबली आपके पास वीआरसी के लिए भी आपके पास अराउंड 25 मिनट्स बचे. दैट इज प्रोबेबली आइडियल ब्रेकअप. ठीक है. सो दैट स्ट्रैटेजी यू नीड टू डिसाइड कि आपको कैसे सॉल्व करना है, कितना टाइम देना है, एंड दैट विल डिपेंड आप कितना टाइम यूज कर रहे हो. तो आइडियल टाइम क्या वो छोड़ दो अभी. हाउ मच टाइम यू आर टेकिंग राइट नाउ, उसको एक तो इंप्रूव करो या फिर तुम्हारा टाइम डिसाइड कर लो. इज दैट ओके? ये ठीक है सबको? फाइन. सो दैट्स व्हाट आई एम सेइंग. मॉक सीरीज. तो अभी देखो मॉक कितना देना चाहिए. तो कुछ लोग बोलते हैं हर दिन मैं एक मॉक लूंगा. आई एम ओके विथ इट. तुम्हारा अमाउंट ऑफ प्रिपरेशन कितना हुआ है. कम प्रिपरेशन हुआ है, प्रिपेयर मोर, टेक लेस मॉक्स. ज्यादा प्रिपरेशन हुआ है, टेक मोर मॉक्स. तो आई से 5 to 10 मॉक्स, डिवाइड देम इक्वली. अगर आप 10 मॉक दे रहे हो तो डिसाइड द डेट्स राइट नाउ. ऑन दीज डेट्स आई एम गोइंग टू टेक द मॉक्स. आप 5 मॉक्स दे रहे हो, डिसाइड द डेट्स राइट नाउ. डोंट टेक अ मॉक 1 day बिफोर द सीडी एग्जाम. ओके. अगर आपका फर्स्ट को एक पेपर है, डोंट टेक अ मॉक ऑन 31st. फाइन. तो उसके डेट्स अभी डिसाइड कर लो कि आप कौन से दिन पे कौन सा मॉक लेने. जो आपके रेगुलर मॉक चलो तो ठीक है. फाइन. एनालिसिस द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट. Okay. So for example, you took a mock, you got a score. So what you got right is such a what you got wrong, or what you got wrong after spending a lot of time. That is very important. Identify that. Analyze what mistakes you read in that paper. That should not be repeated. Mistakes होता ही रहेगा. But try to avoid those mistakes in the next paper. ठीक है. You differentiate between your comfortable and scoring area. Sometimes I feel, अरे for example, let's say मुझे quant is not comfortable. पर पहले लक्ष्य याद है, कौन में तो मैं स्कोर कर रहा हूँ. आई एम फीलिंग ग्रामर या वो कैप पार्ट कंफर्टेबल, बट आई एम नॉट स्कोरिंग इन वो कैप. सो फाइंड योर कंफर्टेबल वर्सेस स्कोरिंग एरिया. स्कोरिंग एरिया को पहले अटेम्प्ट करो. ठीक है. बेस्ड वी हैव डिस्कस्ड यू बेस्ड ऑन योर एनालिसिस यू बिल्ड योर स्ट्रेटजी. ठीक है. एंड डोंट सेट योर टारगेट फॉर द स्कोर, यू सेट अ टारगेट फॉर योर परसेंटाइल. मैंने बोला ना, सेम ईयर का पेपर One paper you might require 130 score to get JBIMS. One score you required 155 to get JBIMS. जितना मैं एनालाइज कर रहा हूं, दे फॉलो अ स्लॉट वाइज परसेंटाइल स्ट्रेटेजी. उन्होंने नॉर्मलाइजेशन का एक डॉक्यूमेंट लास्ट ईयर दिया था, but every year the process will change. But generally within a slot your percentile score is calculated. So अगर आपके slot का पेपर डिफिकल्ट है, then आपके slot का स्कोर दूसरे slot के साथ कंपेयर नहीं होगा. So within a slot आपका percentile score कितना आता है, that matters a lot. So if your slot paper is difficult, it is not difficult for you, it is difficult for everyone. So the key is difficult paper is always a good for me because I have to attempt less and I have to attempt selected part. So जो easy है वही चुन चुन के मुझे attempt करना है. Fine. So never set a target for a score. वो स्कोर जजमेंट में आ जाएगा. अरे डिफिकल्ट पेपर है, अरे 130 135 में काम बन जाएगा. डिफिकल्ट इजी पेपर है, अरे 150 प्लस डेफिनेटली जाना पड़ेगा मुझे. Got it? So this I discussed last time also, that whatever any area you take, you analyze that on a two parameters, speed, accuracy. हम लोग सिर्फ accuracy देखते हैं, राइट आ रहा है कि रॉन्ग आ रहा है, कितने टाइम में राइट आ रहा है, वो भी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो तुम्हें लगता है जहां पे स्पीड का प्रॉब्लम है, अरे क्वेश्चन इज गेटिंग करेक्ट, आई एम गेटिंग क्वेश्चंस करेक्ट, बट बहुत टाइम लग रहा है, सो यू नीड टू प्रैक्टिस दोस क्वेश्चंस मोर. जहां पे एक्यूरेसी का प्रॉब्लम है, करेक्ट ही नहीं आता, क्रिटिकल रीजनिंग क्वेश्चंस करेक्ट ही नहीं आते मेरे, तो आपका कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर नहीं है, फिर आपको आपका हैंड आउट रिवाइज करना पड़ेगा. यू नीड टू रिवाइज योर क्लास नोट्स फॉर दैट. फिर प्रैक्टिसिंग मोर मॉक्स एंड क्रिटिकल रीजनिंग क्वेश्चंस इन मॉक्स won't help you. You need to revisit your basics. So speed is a problem, practice more. Accuracy is a problem, concept का problem है, आपको concept clear करना पड़ेगा. Is that part is clear? Fine. So that's all from my side. Fine. So last का जो आपका mock होगा, last दो mocks, you should give your final strategy. कि भाई this is my final strategy. With this I will be giving my last two mocks papers and check what score you get. So based on that you decide कि भाई इससे ज्यादा आ सकता है नहीं आ सकता, वो तो एक्चुअल पेपर में पता चलेगा. देख रहे. सो आपके स्लॉट में पेपर इजी आया, यू कैन स्कोर मोर. आपके स्लॉट में पेपर डिफिकल्ट है, यू कैन स्कोर लेस. फाइन. सो डोंट वरी अबाउट अ स्कोर पार्ट. You try to make use of that best possible way, those 150 minutes. That is very, very important. Okay. So that's from my side. You have any doubts, so I'll handle those queries and everything. See, how do you target percentile means what? See, the best strategy is what? जो आपको आ रहा है वो अटेम्प्ट करो, जो नहीं आ रहा है वो छोड़ दो. Fine. So I should not leave a question because I did not reach the question. अरे वो एनालिटिकल रीजनिंग में डिक्शनरी अरेंजमेंट का क्वेश्चन था, मैं पहुंचा नहीं वहां तक. दैट्स अ बैड स्ट्रेटजी. गेटिंग. सो व्हेन यू डू दैट पार्ट, आपका स्कोर जो आएगा इट विल बी अ बेस्ट स्कोर. आपका स्कोर परसेंटाइल में भी हाई आ जाएगा. यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? सो आपके जो बाकी के फ्रेंड्स है उनके साथ आप कंपेयर कर लो, आपका स्कोर कितना आ रहा है परसेंटाइल में. सो मेनी स्टूडेंट्स है कि नहीं यार मैं 130 स्कोर करके ही जाऊंगा, मेरा 130 हो जाएगा, जेबी हो जाएगा, या 130 मिलेगा, ये स्कोर ये कॉलेज आ जाएगा. सो माय अंडरस्टैंडिंग इज व्हेन यू फील कर पेपर इजी, आराम से 130 हो जाएगा, यू बिकम रिलैक्स. पर पेपर इतना इजी कि शायद 130 पे जो टारगेट कर रहे हो आप कॉलेज, वो मिलेगा ही नहीं आपको. गेटिंग. सो ट्राई टू मेक अ बेस्ट यूज ऑफ योर टाइम. That will improve your score and ultimately it will improve your percentile score also.